What's going on, guys? Quinn69 here. How are you guys doing? Today, I'm bringing you guys the updated guide for the new Dashing Strike Monk. If you guys don't know, the meta's changed a little bit. We're using it's like a pretty different item setup now. We're using a few different passives, legendary gems and stuff. So this is going to be a quick refresher to let you guys know, what the new meta is for monks these days. So this is a guide purely for solo Greater Rift progression, purely for just trying to play your monk to the highest possible level, highest possible Greater Rift level on the solo leaderboards. If that's not what you're looking for, you can check out my other guides down below. I'm also going to update the Diablo fans guide, so if you guys don't want to watch this video, if you guys don't want to hear me talk because I got a really annoying voice, basically just go down to Diablo fans. I've got a link down below and I will have updated that so you guys can check out the written guide. But otherwise, let's get into it. So as you can see, the skill set is pretty much the same as the last guide, but you'll notice that every time I'm dashing, have a look at my cooldowns here. Every time I'm dashing, they're actually resetting the cooldowns. That's because we're using the new ring, Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and that's where the gameplay sort of shifts a little bit. We're able to stack more damage. We're able to stack more damage than we were before because we don't need cooldown reduction. Because instead of getting cooldown reduction, we can get resource cost reduction. Resource cost reduction converts directly into damage, as dash consumes resources. If it's cheaper to press dash, then you do more damage. So that's how basically the spec works. You have a ton of resource cost reduction. You're able to spam dash, which gives you infinite cooldowns. You'll notice that I will have, if I skip over it, I'll skip to this boss fight. Skip to the boss fight here. You'll notice if you look at my cooldowns here, I have 100% uptime Inner Sanctuary, 100% uptime Desert Shroud, 100% uptime Breath of Heaven by a long shot. Simply because you're able to just spam dash the whole time because we have so much resource cost reduction and so much spirit generation. And it proves to be really, really effective. But it's pretty much the gameplay. Really not much to it. Just make sure you have your Inner Sanctuary down, you stand inside your Inner Sanctuary, make sure your Breath of Heaven's up the whole time, make sure you've got Desert Shroud up the whole time, and then just keep punching, just hold down punch, and just tap dash, tap dash. Every time you have Spirit, just tap dash, and just keep dropping that Spirit, and you'll just do a ton of damage. But let's get into the skills and items here. Where are we? Cool. Oh no, no, this is not good. This is not good. Please, god damn it, why? Okay. We'll just log in here. I'm not doing another cut, guys. I've cut this video too many times. I've tried like 5 times now. We're just doing it. We're seriously doing it. It's happening, guys. We're doing it right here, right now. I'm going to go over all the skills here from scratch for those of you guys who haven't seen the original guide here. So we'll go over everything from the beginning and you guys can see exactly what we're using. So we're using basically the Inner Sanctuary. We're using Inner Sanctuary Forbidden Palace. I've got that bad boy on there. Inner Sanctuary Forbidden Palace. So that's basically reduces the damage we take by 55%. That's up the whole time. And the enemies take 30% more damage when they're inside of it. Really, really overpowered. Insanely overpowered. It's like having a Unity ring. It's crazy. Really strong. You have to stand inside Inner Sanctuary the whole time in the higher Greater Rifts, otherwise you will die. I can let you know that now. For our generator, we're using Fist of Thunder Quickening. There's only one other option in my opinion. Fist of Thunder Quickening, okay, it gives you 20 spirit per attack, which is crazy. Really, really powerful. It's the most consistent generator by far. There is one other option you can choose. If you're feeling a little bit, you're a little bit out there and you want to go pretty ham, Rising Tide will clear the rift faster, but you need a certain set of bosses to, actually kill the boss in a fast manner. Whereas Fist of Thunder, Quickening will just kill any boss. Whereas this will do good against like Saxtress, it'll do good against like Stoneslinger and stuff, which are some of the better bosses, don't get me wrong. But it means you're playing, it's a little bit more RNG based. Whereas, I don't know, Quickening seems kind of more consistent. We're using Breath of Heaven, infused with the light. So you're not really using it for the heal. The heal's quite mediocre. But The gain an additional 14 spirit per attack for 5 seconds. That's up the whole time, so it makes all your generators give you 14 more spirit. That gets multiplied by your Templars, Inspire. You guys can't even see it. It's the final skill there. Really powerful. We're using Mantra of Salvation, Agility. This is purely for the survivability aspect. You get 20% aura resist. You can also activate it, and then you get 35% dodge. A huge survivability boost. You can try using other runes, but I would suggest using agility. It's generally going to be the most consistent rune. It's going to keep you alive the most, especially when there's a lot of density. When you've got a lot of zombies, this does work. We're using Dashing Strike Radiance now instead of the old 40% dodge. We're not using the cold rune anymore, simply because you're going to see in the items in a second, we're using a Cinder Cone now, so we're forced into using fire abilities. So yeah, Dashing Strike Radiance, we get 15% attack speed. That's multiplied by the Flying Dragon, so it's actually like 30% attack speed if you think about it like that, because the Flying Dragon proc is almost up. It's up some stupid amount. It's up. The Flying Dragon proc is up the majority of the time, so you're getting a lot of value out of that attack speed. We're using Epiphany Desert Shroud. This is purely for the damage reduction. This has to be up the entire time, otherwise you will die. So yeah. Have fun with that. You guys are gonna see you'll run into some problems. You run into some problems in maintaining this sometimes because we're using Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. This ring, if you guys don't know how it works, it reduces the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second each time you hit with a resource spinning attack. So you actually have to land a hit on an enemy with Dashing Strike, and it'll reduce the cooldown of the skills by 1 second. So if you guys are just dashing nothing, it doesn't reduce the cooldown of your skills here, you'll see. You have to be hitting enemies, and sometimes there's downtime and you're running along and you won't be able to hit any enemies. Your Desert Shroud will be on cooldown and you'll just die. You have to kind of get used to it, but you will. Don't worry, guys. I believe in you guys. You can do it. It's a bit of a mini game trying to maintain this and trying to maintain this with that ring. But once you get used to it, and if there's lots of density, you don't really need to worry about it too much. It'll be up the majority of the time. The must-have talents would be Harmony. So Harmony for sure, you need this. You cannot go without Harmony. It's way too powerful. Beacon of Ytar. This is also a really powerful talent. I would not go without that. And now the one in contention here, the talent in contention. If you want to go really aggressive, what you can do is, because we're using near-death experience, this is really powerful. And it's really consistent. It means you can deal with nastier situations. But if you want to go more aggressive, you can also change this to Alacrity for an extra 15% attack speed with generators. This is a multiplier as well, so it scales really well with all your attack speed and your Flying Dragon procs. So if you want to go like that, you can. And also, if you have a Hellfire Amulet, so if you've got an amulet, so I have a Hellfire Amulet, it also has, see this here, it has Beacon of Ytar on it. So I don't need this in my passive here. If you happen to have a Hellfire Amulet, the Dream, you can replace this with either Near-Death Experience, obviously, if you want to go defensive, or you can go even more aggressive and go with the Guardian's Path. This is what I normally run when I'm fishing for like the ultimate rift, because in the really good rifts, you don't really die that much, and you can benefit more from having more damage. So yeah, those are the passives. Let's go over the gear. We're using a Flying Dragon here, as you can see. This is the key to the builds. Flying Dragon, chance on it to double your attack speed, and because you have so much, because you're dashing so much and you're hitting so many enemies, it procs a lot. The Flying Dragon has a lot of uptime, so it just doubles your attack speed, which doubles your spirit regen, which means it just doubles your damage basically. Really powerful weapon. The dream rolls, what you're looking for on a Flying Dragon is you need life on hit. It's mandatory. You cannot really survive without life on hit. I would, like, if you're, basically, whenever you're rolling a Flying Dragon, you need to ask yourself, does it have life on hit? If it doesn't, then you're rolling whatever stat, the most useless stat off to life on hit. And, obviously, you're going to have Dexterity on there and damage range. I have a Vitality Flying Dragon, but I'm kind of looking for a life per spirit spent one. So I want, the Dream Flying Dragon would be life on hit, life per spirit spent, or life on hit, 10 resource cost reduction. Vitality is okay, and any other stats are okay, but yeah, just make sure you have life on it in your Flying Dragon. That's what I'm trying to stress to you guys. I'm using so this is the Raiment Boots. Right raiment pants, raiment gloves, raiment shoulders, and raiment, you know, the raiment helmet there. And because we're using a ring of real grandeur, this ring here reduces the amount of set bonuses you know, required to complete the set. It allows us to have the full 6 set with only 5 items here. If you want to check out the stat priorities for those items, just remember to check the written guide below. We're using a Cinder Cone here. This is kind of key. The Cinder Cone here, as you can see, reduces the cost of fire skills by 29%. So this is really, really powerful. This allows us to spam dash more, and the more we can spam dash, the more we get out of the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and the more cooldown reduction we have. And that's how the build kind of works. So you have that resource cost reduction, which is just direct damage, and then on top of that, the RCR is also cooldown reduction, and then you also get the extra 20 fire damage from the Cinder Cone. And that's how the whole build revolves around this item. You need to get one of these. The dream rolls for a Cinder Cone would be like 30% resource cost reduction, and then with a high fire damage roll and dashing strike damage. So I've got a really good Cinder Cone here. It's almost perfect. If it had rolled 30%, it would have been the dream. But yeah, you always want to prioritize the resource cost reduction roll, you know, of any of the other rolls for sure. You're looking for that 30 RCR. That's what you're looking for. As far as the belts go, you're kind of looking for a string of ears for really high greater rifts. In the lower greater rifts, like anywhere below, you know, it depends. I mean, it really depends on how safe you want to play. You can, like, I was using this to do my 59, but for 60 plus, I've switched to string of ears. Simply because, you know, it reduces the damage from melee attacks. People, you know, bosses like Stone Slinger, you know, it means they deal a lot less damage, which is really huge in the end game. But yeah, if you want to go full, you know, aggressive, then you can use the Saffron Wrap. That's extra 8. The reason we use this is because it has an extra 8 resource cost reduction. We're using Spirit Guards. So this is a seasonal item, Spirit Guards. You know, basically, whenever you punch with your generator, you know, you can see my toughness like almost doubles there because the Spirit Guards reduce all damage you take by 40% for 3 seconds, and that's up 100% of the time. Really, really powerful. As far as necklaces go, the absolute dream amulet would be a Hellfire amulet. Like, I've got a pretty good one. It could be a little bit better. These are the rolls that you're looking for on it. If you guys are wondering, these are the rolls you're looking for in an amulet. Like, you're looking for one with elemental damage, crit and crit, or crit, crit, and dexterity. That's like the dream rolls. Obviously, if you cannot get a Hellfire amulet, your next best option would be you know, an immunity amulet, like a Mara's Kaleidoscope. Like, this is a really good amulet to have, like a Mara's Kaleidoscope, or having like a good, you know, well-rolled Zephyrian amulet, or any immunity amulet. So, you know, Talisman, any of these, an amulet that does something. Basically, I'd probably prioritize as far as the amulets go. I'd say, you know, the Hellfire would be the best, followed by maybe either the Mara's or the Ivy Lich. This is a range damage reduction amulet, which is really, really effective. We'll go over the legendary gems here. So we're using Gorica Swiftness. This is primarily for the cooldown reduction. The extra 15 CDR is really, really powerful in combination with the fact that you also get 15% attack speed. You know, you can imagine attack speed increases the amount of spirit you generate. And the more spirit you can, the more spirit you can generate, that means the more spirit you can spend, which means you can spam dash more, which means you have, you know, all your cooldowns are up more often, and then on top of that, the cooldown reduction increases. So basically, this thing just increases the uptime of all your abilities, which is what you need. Without this gem here, it's insanely hard to maintain your cooldowns. I would not suggest swapping this out. We're using a Taegook here. The Taegook, you know, every time you spend spirit, you get 0.5 damage and 0.5 armor. Really, really powerful at the higher ranks. Scales really well. It's one of the best gems. I mean, it probably is the best gem in the game, honestly. It's just really annoying. You have to constantly maintain it. It has 3 seconds and then it drops off. So you just have to constantly dash. Dash. So whenever you're moving between targets, you just need to be aware that you need to maintain that buff. It becomes second nature after a while, and you probably won't drop it once you've been using it for a while. But yeah, good luck with that. And then we're also using Bane of the Trapped. This is a straight 36% multiplier here, because mine's level 72. But you know, It's a pure damage multiplier. Whatever it says, that's how much damage you get out of it. So it's really, really, really powerful. No doubt. I'm also using green gems in my armor here and a white gem in my helmet, just in case you guys didn't notice that. I always seem to get asked that question a lot. And also, this is another frequently asked question. Yes, you want dashing strike damage on your chest, and yes, you do want dashing strike damage on your shoulders. It does scale. It's really powerful. Get that. As in regards to Paragons here, you want to be capping your movement speed, so you can only have a maximum amount of 25% movement speed. So, you know, if you've got, whatever, 10% of your boots, then you want to put 15% in your Paragons, sort of thing. You know, as you can see, I've capped my movement speed, and then I go full dexterity. And your Paragons here, I'd probably say the most important thing would be to go, it'd probably be cooldown reduction, followed by attack speed, followed by crit chance, and then crit damage. Oh no, crit damage then crit chance, because, you know, you're generally going to have a little bit more crit chance than crit damage, because you're using a two-hander. Does that make sense? Yeah. Defense, you want to go Aura Resist, followed by Armor, followed by Life Percent, followed by Life Regen. In your utility here, you want to go a Resource Cost Reduction, because as you know, RCR, that directly scales, you know, that's like healing, that's cooldown reduction, that's everything for you. RCR is king with this build. It is king, and it's multiplicative. The way the RCR scales, it becomes more efficient. The more you have of it, okay, the less the number stays in your sheet, but the more efficient it becomes. It's a bit. You can watch my RCR and CDR guide on my YouTube channel if you want. But yeah, don't let it mislead you. As you're stacking resource cost reduction, it becomes more effective. Just remember that. So you want to go RCR, then you want to go either area damage or life on hit. It doesn't really matter too much. I normally go RCR, area damage, then life on hit, and then obviously gold fine. But yeah, otherwise that's pretty much the guide. This build is a lot better. Pretty much the second I switched to it, I noticed that it was much more powerful than the old Dashing Strike Monk, and I think it's better to play as well. It's honestly nicer to play because you're a lot more durable, it does more damage, you have more cooldowns, you get to pressure your buttons lots. It's all good fun. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as I have. I'm sorry I was a little bit late in regards to releasing this guide. I just didn't want to, because the guy Big Fluff, who kind of made this mainstream, he wanted to release the guide first, so I gave him like a few weeks to, I don't know, let it get his stuff out. But now I'm hooking you guys up. So hopefully guys you enjoyed it. Otherwise, I'll peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. You know, next time there's an update or anything, I'll send you guys the news. I love you guys. Follow the stream, follow the YouTube channels, and yeah, peace.